Meet Morgan, a 7-year-old Camelot macaw hatched with a deformity that caused her to get passed from home to home until she landed with my good friend Patty. Together, we are transforming her life and training her for the freedom of outdoor flight. This is her journey.
It's March 10th. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and I'm going to go get Morgan. We'll start a new day, new session. Be right back. Hey, Morgan. I found out something cute. Morgan's former owners used to call her Moo, and I may be doing the same. That is such a cute name. Hey, Morgan. Hey, Morgan. Kitty in the background. Come on, Morgan. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Okay, this is where we had the problem the other day. Those are out of the way. Come on, Morgan. Good girl. All right, no hesitation there. And how about over here? Hang on a sec. I'm going to close this door. I think she's looking at the cockatiels. Really don't care about her being there. And I'm going to shut off the light back here too. Just in case. Hang on, Morgan. Hang on. All right. I got to get you used to all that stuff. I got to stop shutting off everything and closing everything for you. Morgan. Such a good girl. Okay, so that's 3. So I got to go check. All right, hang on. Nah, wait. Okay, Morgan is showing me that she wants to fly, and I'm feeling kind of brave. All right, I'm going to try something that Jamie had me doing back a little while ago. And see, I'm going to do some flights around the corner and see if she wants to do that. She seems really eager today, so we shall see how that goes. Come on, Morgan. Good girl. Okay. Let me take a whoa. Good girl. You're way ahead of me. I have to take off my glasses because I can't see you. Good girl. Morgan. Did some backing up on that one. Good girl. All right, I'm not going to do a group of 3 here because I think it's going to disrupt what I'm trying to do with her. So, Morgan. Oh, she turned that corner by herself. I was standing there and I was wondering if I was too close. I was kind of guiding her into the wall with one of her wings, and she settled down all by herself, and I did not. Ooh, you off? Both feet. Oh, come on, Morgan. Come on. Come on. Want that treat? What? That one that I just dropped on the floor? I'll get you another one. Don't worry, Jamie, I'm vacuuming today. All right, you ready? You ready to do something else? Want to try something else? Morgan. Oh, God. Good girl. All right, let's see. Morgan. Good girl. Yay. Okay, we're not going to go crazy. We're going to call it good girl. Yay. Morgan, that's so freaking awesome. Okay. I'm super excited about that. We had a glitch where I missed giving a treat after a click. Not the worst thing in the world, but I should know better by now. And also, the one time she did not want to step up on the perch. She's done that with me before. She's still not really sure with the perch, so I think I'll just start working with that more. And, but yeah, she was turning that corner great. I hope you think so, Jamie. March 10th, about 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon. And we're going to try going around the corner again. Morgan! Good girl. Good girl. Okay, we're probably not going to be doing sets of 3 so much. Come on, Morgan. Good girl. Nice job. Morgan! I'm just within sight of her right now. Now I'm out of sight. Morgan. Oh, you're so cute. What's that? Good girl. Okay, let's go over here now. Morgan. Go around the corner again. Morgan. Morgan. Good girl. We're going to change it up just a little bit. Actually, she's being set on the back of the chair. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Morgan. Okay, Morgan, come on. Good girl. Good girl. That dropped out of my hand. Here you go. Good girl! Yay! Okay, it's, she flew to me while I was flying backwards. I don't know how much of that you saw. Good girl. I'm going to do one more around the corner. Morgan! Good girl. Okay, we're going to call it. Keep it nice and short and sweet. That was fun, huh? It is March 11th. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. We did not train this morning because I had a problem with one of my birds that I needed to take care of. And so we're going to do a session, and I'm going to go get her. I'll be right back. Morgan, whoops. You're slipping on? Good girl. What happened? What happened? Oh, did you fall? Ah, I can't get this now. There we go. All right. I'm just being awkward and clumsy. There you go. Got it? You got it? Morgan! Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Want to do it when you can't see? Hold on, I'm going to hide around the corner. Morgan. Good girl. Okay, so Morgan didn't give me a chance to even watch the video. I was in the other room, and it's like quite a distance, and she flew, she decided to abandon the doorway at the last minute, and she turned and arced into the room we're in right now. And so I didn't watch the whole thing. She's just really eager to get to work. So here she comes. Yep, there she is. Indigo. Okay. Did you hurt your foot when you landed? No? Okay. Okie dokie, just checking. Sorry. Sorry, sweetie. Yep, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna go get Morgan. It's 3:12. We just had a time change yesterday, so it is almost 8 o'clock in the morning, but realistically it's a little earlier than that. So everybody's dealing with the time change here. My cockatiels in the background, they don't seem to care about anything. They're perfectly happy with whatever's going on. I'm gonna go get Morgan. Linus is so jealous. Me coming in and getting Morgan every day. What? No. There you go. That was a little awkward. Sorry, bud. Okay, wanna fly? Wanna fly? Come here. Come on, Morgan. Morgan. Pay attention. Morgan. Good girl. All right. Morgan. Good girl. No. Not the clicker. You can have the tree. We'll do that a little bit different because I clicked first. There you go. Morgan. Morgan. Okay, it felt very much like she was not so much wanting to train this morning. But she's been harping at me the entire time I was watching the video, so I don't know if she's telling me to get my fanny back out here. What's up? Give it a try? Let's see how this one goes. Poop? No. Morgan. All right. Let's put it back. We didn't have a great session earlier. She didn't really seem all that interested in participating, so we just kind of canceled it. So I'm going to go get her now, and we're going to see how this afternoon goes. Girl. Come on, Morgan. Morgan. Good girl. Want to shut this? Let go of my hand before you get that click. Morgan. She got the treat for stepping off also. Morgan. Okay. Good girl. All right, I'm going to hide now. Morgan. Morgan. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. All right. girl. Let me change where I'm standing. Morgan. Good girl. Let's do one more long one. Morgan. Good girl. Here you go. Okay, let's go. Go back to your room and we'll get you your dinner. It is March 13th. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to do a session with Morgan. This is the first one today. I had some obligations this morning and it just wasn't time to train. So she may be wanting to train, more than usual tonight, but we'll see. We'll let her decide. Morgan. Never mind the kitty. Morgan. Good girl. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. Whoops. What happened? Never mind the kitty. Morgan. Good girl. Nice job. Morgan. 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 Let's try something a little different. Look over here. Good girl. See if you'll just go around the corner without me building up to it. Morgan. Yes, the answer to that would be yes. Good job. Good job. Right. How about Morgan? Morgan, come on. Good girl. Wanna try that again? Wow, I didn't even call you. Didn't even have to call. Morgan. Morgan. We have kitty distraction on the couch. Come on, Morgan. Come on. Good girl. Do one more. Good girl. Whoops, I dropped it. Here you go. Good girl. Okay. Nice work.
Hey guys, so hopefully most of you caught this 3-part series. It was basically 3 videos that recapped all 10 days that Patty had training solo, just basically by herself, just her and Morgan. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that and got to finally catch up and see where they're at. So here are the things that I told Patty. Number 1, I loved how connected Patty and Morgan were during the around the corner flights. I felt like if she could take that energy, that enthusiasm, that constant being connected and open to Morgan, open for the communication and receiving all those messages from Morgan, if she could take that and apply it to all of her training, that would just be really, really amazing. Because one of the main problems I saw, which is number 2, is how often she disconnected by turning her back to Morgan and breaking off that communication. So I went over that in great detail with her about why that's important, to not be disconnecting so often. She's literally taking the energy of the session and just boom, bringing it way down. We need to keep it up and have those really good anxious, eager, excited, enthusiastic, motivated, encouraged sessions. We want that to always be kind of like the normal of the session. The other thing that I told Patty was that I loved her hand placement. There was only one single time in the entire 10 days that her hand was a little bit high, and it was because she was a little bit distracted by my cat Ninja. And she had it a little too high, and then she corrected, and it was perfect. So the consistency about that, about keeping her hand at the proper level, was awesome. I feel like that's been a major struggle in the past, and seeing how consistent she was able to make it this time made the training and the communication consistent, and Morgan's step off was so much better. Okay, another major issue is that there seemed to be all these distractions and these little things that were messing with the sessions, doors she would need to close. She constantly made references to Ninja. There was a bag of feathers that floated up that scared Morgan. Those certain things need to be addressed right then and there. So when Patty's having a session, I would love for her to have, for instance, for that bag of feathers that scared Morgan, to stop the flight training session and now switch to a desensitization session where she introduces the bag of feathers to Morgan and shows her that it's non-threatening, teaches her through training, uses treats. Obviously this will make it so that she can't get as many flights in, but it's super important because if she keeps accommodating Morgan for things that she's nervous about and closing doors and moving things that she's nervous about, you're just basically accumulating problems. So now not only is she nervous and needs that door closed during sessions, but these things can't be around that might float up when she flies. We need to address those immediately and get her over that so that it's a non-issue in the future. Because for taking her outdoors, there's so much more to desensitize to, so you need to start that process now indoors. Everything needs to be associated to how does this transfer outside. So it's really, really important, and it needs to not be something that is skipped over. The step off. So the only issue I saw with that is that at one point Patty built up to the point where she was able to get Morgan to step off of her without seeing food, and then the next session she started all over again. She just went 100% back to showing her the food to get off of her hand, and she should have started with where she had left off, with not showing the food, and just teaching Morgan that that's a trick, that's a behavior that you understand and that you do. But she completely backtracked and undid all of her work that she had worked on. So I would love to see that in the future become a trick that's not so much stuff is put on it. The main thing that I was really excited about over these 10 days is that the lesson Patty mastered was how to correctly call a session. You see in the very beginning these drawn out mediocre sessions, and then those get shorter, and then it gets to the point where she doesn't even train based on what she's seeing. Like, she doesn't even get to that point, which is great. And then later you see Patty completely calling a session at the proper time and having these great sessions. So I was insanely excited about that because calling a session was a huge issue that we had previously before I left. The other thing that I told Patty is I would like to see more hangouts, like non-formal training sessions, just being around Morgan. So for instance, during those times when she doesn't want to train, let her just hang out and be with you, and it doesn't need to be a formal training session. It can be something completely unrelated. It can be that she takes her to have a shower. It can be that she goes and works on her computer and has Morgan, on a perch or chair or with a foot toy, or hanging out on the couch, watching a movie. It could be anything. It could just be interacting, just something where it's hanging out. I would have loved to see more of that, and Patty didn't videotape when she did just hang out with Morgan, but I would love to see what that looks like for them. Other than that, the main thing is I would love to see Patty implement the jackpot rewards because I didn't really see much of that throughout the 10 days. I felt like she kind of forgot that that technique exists. And how I relay the jackpot reward to her is that, you know, those like Super Mario games, and you get your character over something that just like blasts you forward really fast. It just gives you like this super speed. That's how I feel like jackpot rewards affect training sessions. I feel like they just give you this boost that gives you motivation and gives the bird like intense encouragement and just makes your session stronger and better and just gives you that boost you need to vamp it up. And it's really, really important to incorporate jackpot rewards to shape certain behaviors and get the behaviors that you really want to see more often. So I would love to see her doing that. The disconnecting was probably the biggest issue that I saw, constantly turning her back, letting the mood and the energy of the session just kind of take a dive. And you know, Patty explained that she did that because she was trying to just get her thoughts in place and make sure she wasn't doing things over and over again. But we kind of talked about how to get past that. I honestly would rather have her looking at Morgan and running into furniture than I would for to have her consistently disconnect. So hopefully that will be something that we really conquer soon, because it's really delaying major progress that I need to be seeing by now. So I was definitely hoping that they would have gotten to the point over those 10 days where I last was with Morgan, but Patty wasn't quite comfortable doing any ascending or descending or flying through doorways without me there to coach her. So hopefully that can be what happens next. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my critiques? Did you see something else? I would love to hear from you, and if you are finding this beneficial, I love hearing the comments about how this is helping you with your bird or inspiring you to work with an older bird you didn't realize was trainable. That's why I put this content out there, because I want people to understand that every bird at any age, in any situation, is completely trainable. You just have to know what you're doing and do it in a way that you're working at the bird's pace. And it'll all be good and everything's possible. So thank you guys for your comments. Please share this video with those that you think it will help. And thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate all of my new subscribers.